future. Nobody really knows if the trends that we see today are actually going to have any real impact on what we do tomorrow. But one thing that we do know is that fossil fuel is definitely running out. And our present 20th century model is inappropriate for the 21st century living, I think, because the 20th century model was based on increased consumption. It was all about growth at almost any cost. It is not about development. And as civilized human beings, it is development that we are looking for, not necessarily growth. As you can see from the slide, fossil fuel consumption has increased 5 times since 1950. Now, I mean, we know this is unsustainable. And traffic, in fact, consumes about 20% of global energy, and it produces about 23% of these greenhouse gases, of which CO2 is the worst. And of course, transport is not the only challenge on the agenda. Fresh water is going to be, I think, probably the oil of tomorrow, and we have to be aware of it. But the way that we live and the way that we have built our cities has actually made a huge difference about the way and our quality of life and our transport options and alternatives that are available.
It's not in our genes, it's a political struggle, and the shopkeepers were against bike lanes. Next slide. Okay, socialization of a biker. It actually takes a lot of coaching. This is an informal way in which Dutch people get onto bikes. It has been a struggle for 20 years to get to this stage. Here we get to the infrastructure that is now very high-tech and is part of urban planning. But what I'm trying to say, you have to have urban city culture, cycling culture first before you can design these high-tech things. It needs to be used.
So quality of life is in more and more sense become a large part of the way of living. And that's one of the things that cities are going to be distinguished by. How nice is it to live in a city? And this is, of course, Amsterdam. And I tell you why. In 2040, 80% of the people will live in cities. This means that cities are not only the economic places where people live, but also the cities will be the choices for people in which city can I live best. And with all these environmental discussions, we know that we have to do something about it. And I sometimes wonder how fast we are going. Because we know in 2040 the world will be much more faster, it will be much more smarter, and we will be giving much more comfort in all the things that we get. And in the long-term processes that we are trying to make, and the visions that we're trying to make, we actually have to start today. But what does it mean to have a good city and have good access and have a good quality of life? It comes down to simple things. It comes down to the quality of public space and to the way that people connect and interact with each other. So we have to get smarter. See, I have
the North American pattern of the way that we build our cities just causes us to make more trips. It causes us to have to use the car. And it causes us also to therefore be locked into a high carbon economy instead of a low carbon economy. Now, I don't know if you can see there, if I can get this little point a bit, there's Amsterdam down there. There's Hong Kong down there. There's Tokyo down there. These are cities where people are very happy to live and work. You can survive without a car. And so you don't actually need to live like Houston or Phoenix up there. Now, it gives you more time with your family, and it gives you more money to spend as well.